If you've been paying attention to the digital landscape lately, you already know there's a massive shift coming. Welcome to this explainer. So, at their latest developer conference, Google confirmed that AI mode is set to become the default search experience for users by 2026. And honestly, people are calling this the biggest change to search in over 25 years. Because of this, everyone is literally scrambling to figure out a brand new concept, Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. Today, we're going to cut through the noise. We'll break down the actual hard data from a comprehensive new academic survey, combine it with real-world marketing insights, and finally separate the myths from reality. Okay, let's dive right in.
This is the exact question causing widespread panic across digital marketing right now. Seriously, from massive enterprise tech companies all the way down to local law firms, everyone is asking, is traditional SEO actually dead? Look, for over 2 decades, the ultimate goal was incredibly simple, right? Rank #1 on a clean, straightforward page of search results. But as generative AI engines take over, that era is coming to a close. The whole idea of a single, uncontested #1 rank is rapidly becoming a thing of the past.
To really understand why, just think about how a modern search page actually looks today. Those 10 simple blue links, yeah, they are gone. The new reality is that users are greeted with highly layered, dynamic experiences. We're talking AI-generated summaries right at the very top, interactive maps, sidebars packed with specific citations, and follow-up conversational prompts, all before a user even scrolls down to see a standard link. You aren't just competing for a quick click anymore. You're competing for attention across an entire curated ecosystem.
This total shift in digital real estate is exactly why we need a new playbook. Enter Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. It's officially defined as the practice of increasing a source's presence, likelihood of citation, or influence in answers produced by generative engines. Notice the profound shift in language there? It's no longer just about tricking a user into clicking your link. It's about making sure your content is retrieved by the AI, digested properly, and then actually cited or used to construct the AI's natural language response. Now, to separate the genuine geo facts from all the marketing fiction flooding the internet right now, we can actually look to a massive brand new academic survey. This research analyzed over 45 different studies published between late 2023 and July 2026. And this wasn't just theory. This extensive body of research rigorously audited commercial search engines and tested optimization strategies in heavily controlled environments. It gives us exactly the hard data we need right now to understand how these highly complex models actually value and select their content.
So the most profound finding from this academic survey is that GEO is absolutely not a single ranking task. It's actually a multi-stage pipeline, which researchers are calling the visibility vector. It's basically like a complex labyrinth. You don't just rank anymore. You have to be discoverable in the initial retrieval, get exposed in the AI's limited context window, actually get cited by the model, have your facts absorbed correctly without hallucination, and then, hopefully, eventually, drive user behavior, like a click. But here is the catch. Optimizing for one stage can actually sabotage another. For example, formatting your text in a highly specific way to get cited more often by the AI might accidentally make your page look completely unnatural, making it less likely to be retrieved by the search crawler in the very first place. Crazy, right?
And this incredibly complex academic concept directly translates into highly practical industry advice. As marketing experts point out, visibility will depend way less on a single ranking position and more on how often your firm or business appears across multiple sections of the search experience. Because search engines use entirely different source ecosystems for different surfaces, meaning the AI summary might cite completely different websites than the traditional organic links sitting right below it, your ultimate goal is multi-surface visibility. You want to be the answer in the AI summary, the top recommendation in the local map pack, and a trusted source in the organic links. The whole shebang. But before we talk about exactly how to achieve that multi-surface visibility, we have to address the elephant in the room, the infamous 40% gain myth. If you've read anything about GEO recently, you've almost certainly seen marketers promising that certain formatting hacks guarantee a magic 40% boost in AI search visibility. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? A magic bullet for traffic? Well, if only it were that easy. Here is the reality check. That 40% figure actually comes from a foundational GEO research paper, but the context has been entirely stripped away by marketing hype. That massive boost, it only applied in a simulated environment where the document was already manually fed into the AI's context window. That means if you are already sitting in the top 5 documents the AI happens to be reading, sure, certain tweaks might make it quote you more. But it does absolutely nothing to guarantee that the AI will retrieve your web page out of the billions on the internet in the first place.
The crucial point really becomes obvious when we look at massive end-to-end testing, like the Sagio Arena benchmark, which rigorously evaluated over 170,000 documents. When researchers applied those generic AI optimizations to the body of a text and ran it through a full search pipeline from start to finish, the results were actually shocking. Top 20 presence dropped by 9%. Top 10 re-ranking dropped by an astounding 16%. Let that sink in for a second. Using generic robotic optimization tricks on your text can actually decrease your chances of being found at all.
Let's be explicitly clear about the specific tactics the academic data proves are completely useless or even harmful. Keyword stuffing? Dead. It transfers incredibly poorly to modern AI models. Relying on generic formatting recipes? That will actually hurt you because as competition increases, the models just learn to spot those artificial patterns. What about fabricating statistics to look more authoritative? Well, it might get you cited once, but it completely destroys your factual fidelity and overall trust score. And finally, optimizing for just one engine is a trap. Google, Perplexity, and Bing all pull from vastly different, entirely separate source ecosystems.
Okay, I know this sounds a bit daunting. The underlying algorithms are incredibly complex. The platforms are constantly shifting, and those old cheap tricks just do not work anymore. But take a breath, because there is truly fantastic news here. Despite all the incredibly advanced machine learning at play, the evidence consistently points to a very reassuring conclusion. Fundamental quality wins.
So let's move on and see how this builds into an actionable, evidence-based GEO strategy. Step 1. Ensure strict query document relevance. The AI prioritizes content that directly, explicitly, and clearly answers the user's question without any unnecessary fluff. Step 2. Provide extractable, verifiable evidence. We are talking about real statistics, authentic quotes, and clear definitions that the AI can easily parse and verify. Step 3. Build third-party trust. If other reputable, established sites mention you, the AI fundamentally trusts you more. And step 4. Keep your technical house in order with perfectly up-to-date local data and a clean site structure.
If you take away absolutely nothing else from this explainer, I want you to remember this core thesis. AI search still needs reliable sources to pull information from. These AI engines aren't just creating knowledge out of thin air, right? They are synthesizing the web. They are fundamentally reliant on high-quality, human-written content that contains actual, verifiable insights. If your content is genuinely helpful to a human reader, it is highly likely to be valued and cited by an AI. But to prove you're that reliable source, you have to project strong trust signals. Both the academic researchers auditing these AI models and the marketing professionals working in the trenches agree on these essentials. You absolutely need consistent, high-quality client reviews. You need reputable third-party directory listings and external mentions. And if you're a local business, your geographic and contact data must be totally flawless. Plus, every single claim you make on your site must be factually supported. Digital authority is literally the new currency.
As we look toward the fully integrated AI search landscape of 2026 and beyond, the path forward becomes very, very clear. The terrain will constantly shift. Google will probably update its interface again, new AI models will undoubtedly emerge, and the visual presentation of results will just keep evolving. But the foundational metric these systems are ultimately trying to measure, that won't change.
We have officially transitioned from the old goal of trying to trick algorithms with keyword density and sneaky formatting to the brand new goal of optimizing for trust and multi-surface visibility. Chasing algorithmic hacks and relying on those 40% boost myths is a completely losing battle against these highly complex, unpredictable AI systems. But building genuine authority, publishing deeply helpful content, and establishing a flawless digital reputation, that strategy is completely future-proof. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to guide your content strategy moving forward. The next time you sit down to write a blog post, update your website, or design a marketing campaign, ask yourself, are you optimizing for algorithms or are you optimizing for trust? Because in the era of generative engine optimization, trust is the absolute only algorithm that truly matters. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.